Hello, welcome back to my channel. I always appreciate you coming, for subscribing, for sharing, for commenting. I do appreciate it. I hope you're all having a great day. And the topic, the message from the Galactics is awakenings are happening. So I will start off with my poem that I channeled from them. It's called Awakenings Are Happening. Every day I want you to know the sun glows for you, spreading light codes, spreading love, because we are one with the sun. The sun is me, the sun is you. It's an important message we include. Have you noticed how you feel when the sun shines ever so brightly? Happy, alive, and full of love, seeing nature come alive? Everything sparkles like diamonds in our skies. The sun was never about you running and hiding from its rays. You've been told they are harmful, even needing to use sunscreen too. Another lie told to you. Our sun heals us. This is truth. So many other truths hidden from you are about to be exposed. Brace yourselves and know it's time to get on with our show. As many more are awakening, many more will know the gifts they carry, the truth of earth, all aligned for our rebirth. Many changes you will feel as you become more open and accepting to other possibilities. You've been trampled on since birth, but soon to remember who you are, what you will become, where you are headed, and where you came from. Memories will spark in your head, reminding you what you forgot. Awakenings happening on the spot. One day asleep, one day new. This is happening to many of you. Learn to connect within, asking only your guidance how to begin. They are always there through thick and thin, listening, following as they guide you, helping you awaken to your truth. So many people are awakening, and so many awakened need to also trust. All the guidance comes from above. This is where you came from. This is who you are. If you need to practice receiving, start now. You've been led down a destructive path. Know this, feel this, then leave it behind. Remember, you are all divine. No matter what you've done or who you've been, it's time to start remembering. So, it's like this. Even though I had parents, I lived in the same family with two sisters, a mother and a father. A lot of people didn't even have parents. Some people felt left out because of it. But everything happens for a reason. And even though I had parents, they didn't parent me. If that makes any sense. Their role that they thought was in my life was to control me, to tell me how to dress, how to breathe, how to think, what to wear. And when you are controlled like that as a child, you don't know who you are. You don't know what you like. I mean, people used to ask me, what do you like? I don't know. Who are you? I don't know that either. I had no idea who I was. I used to just be who everybody else was and see what worked and what didn't. What felt right, what didn't feel right. What is my point? My point is that whether you have parents or not, whether they help you or not, whether you're an orphan or adopted or whatever, who is truly in your life to help you? Not anyone on planet Earth, but your guides. You made a pact before you came here with a master guide. And you already know, you knew that you had a master guide. You get guides that change, that come and go, that, have special, gifts that they share with you, but you still have a master guide, one that stays with you always. And I bring this up because that is who I always went to when I really needed answers, because I didn't get them from my parents. I didn't even get them from my friends. My friends were only about themselves, or jealous, or had their own issues or problems. And other people have been raised by different families, different beliefs, different ideas. And on top of it, we are a sum total of every life we've ever lived. So I'm not just a product of my mother and father. I am everything I've ever been in this one body at this particular time. And so are you. Now, I made a pact before I came here with the Galactic Federation to do poetry. Did I remember? No. How did I know? Well, when it was in divine timing, and in my mind, how I thought I was going to plan my life, it was, oh, hell no, that's not the direction you're going. It wasn't a bad direction. I was going to be a speech therapy assistant in the school district. That's what I thought was my destiny. I have a gift with children, whatever, but no, it was doing what I do now. Writing poetry. Am I personally a poet? No. I can't sit down and write a poem, force information to come out. So one day I woke up, one morning I should say, and in my head was rhymes. Every time I tried to speak, it came out as a rhyme. And it did this for 2 days. And after 2 days, I go, you want me to write poetry? And I kind of laughed. But as you see, the more I write, the better I receive, the more developed. And they change my poem guides too. So in any case, I just want to bring that up. So no matter how your life was, it's no excuse for you not to connect. No excuse to say I can't connect, or I don't get, or I don't do that. I don't have that gift. No, you have the gift. Because why? Because you're not separate from me. If I can do something, you can do it too. It might not be writing poetry, but it's going to be what's right for you. And who can guide you the deepest is your higher self. So I'm going to remind you how to connect with your guides. And I also, again, want to remind you that when you have something you want to say, or a memory that you want to remember, or a speech you have to give, or a test you have to take, and you draw a blank, when you clear your mind, all of a sudden information comes in your head. Where does that information come from? From you? No, it comes from your guides. Your guides are the ones who guides you on your path, who gives you information which you choose to follow or not. You have free choice. And a lot of you just don't follow your gut because you don't trust it. Or I don't know why you don't follow it. One of the reasons is because we have been in this situation for 300,000 years. We've been raised on lies. Every single thing that's natural for you or easy for you or simple for you is not your truth. It's not who you are. It's who you were molded to be. So anyway, when you ask a question, the first thought that comes to your head is your guidance. That is what you follow, because otherwise your ego steps in and tells you all the reasons why you shouldn't follow it. So don't listen to that voice. Listen to the first voice that comes. If you have a hard time trusting, then get a pendulum. Okay, so my thought was berries are good for me. Is that true? Is that where you want me to go? Oh, that's my yes. Okay, so there. Then just go with it. Because the more you follow it, the more you receive. Look at your guides as your mother and father, if that helps. Your parents, who really and truly are there only for you. They don't have issues. They don't have trauma. They don't have stress from their parents and so on and so on and so on. No, because they are where you came from. Because all of that stuff I just said isn't reality. That's not who we are. That's not our truth. So sometimes you'll get an answer right away and sometimes you won't. But it doesn't matter because it'll come. Do you worry about it? No. Do you stress over it? No. You trust and you wait and you know that you'll have it when the time is right. Sometimes my answers come right away. Now, I've spent all my life following my guides, learning from my guides. That's how I know what I know. I don't know it any other way. Just like right now, all of the information I'm telling you is from my guides. And when I talk about myself, that's what they tell me to do. They want me to tell you that. So it's the same thing, pretty much. They don't have an agenda, so just follow it. And knee-jerk reaction is, oh, I have a problem, who can help me? Oh, I need something, who can help me? Oh, I need money, who can help me? And when you say that, you are going outside of yourself to other people for that information. And no, you get that information from yourself, from your guides. When I wanted to read a book, I told them I need some books. I need you to tell me what book. I'd go to a store and the book would fall off the shelf. I mean, when you follow your guides, think of them as your mother and father, your parents, whatever. Your life is nothing but magical. So, was it a week or 2 weeks ago, someone posted that we will start getting new missions? So I read it and I said, okay, that's cool. And then last Friday, it showed up. It just came to me. But before I go there, I'll tell you about that. It takes practice because you've been led down a different path, one that needs unbearing by releasing your past. Everyone has their own gift. not to envy others, not to be in control, not to look outside for what you want to know. Whenever you start to feel confused, it's because you read other people's points of view. If you could only see, our world is currently divided between those who are awake and those who are not. So you just focus only on yourself, healing, loving, and connecting within. And it's so imperative that you do this now, because it gets harder when you don't. When you don't spend the time, then they connect you with your family members, and you learn more lessons from your family because they seem to affect us the deepest. Anyway, practicing will bring you peace. You will know what to keep and what to release. It takes work. Nothing is handed to you. And when you come to this planet, you come to learn from your past. Do you remember your past? No. But when I took astrology, the North Node, I think, is a key to your past. I don't remember if it's the North or the South. North came to my head first, so I think it's the North Node. I read the North Node, and it told me that I depended on everyone to do everything for me in a past life. And so I came to this world as the youngest, the baby of the family, so everyone hovered over me, and you know how that goes. And always looked for everyone to help me and take care of me and to guide me when I wasn't following my guides. And so I was forced on a path to do this on my own. If you're in a situation where you tend to think that other people have been put on this planet to hand you easy things, then you're on that path too. To learn that you are capable of doing everything on your own, and that's what you need to do. Otherwise, you just create yourself more lessons. That's just how it is. Trust me. Every time I did that, it just became harder. The lessons became more difficult. The experiences were more stressful for me. So, what is your biggest lesson? To love yourself, to trust yourself, to learn to trust yourself, to follow your guides, to know you are you alone. I was trying to read my note here. You alone are capable of manifesting all your desires and needs. Otherwise, when you lean on others, you are telling yourself you're weak. Whatever we do to others, we do to ourselves. When we lie to others, we lie to ourselves. When we judge others, we judge ourselves. When you lean on others, you're telling yourself you're weak. Why is it that way? Because there is no other. We are one. For now, it's only about you. It's not about your spouse, not what your boyfriend, your girlfriend believes. It's about what you believe. It's not about your family. It's not about what your family believes. It's about what you believe. It's you follow. It's about you realizing how capable you are, how strong you are, how powerful you are, knowing what your role is. What is your gift to humanity? You came here with a purpose, to be here during this awakening, to help other people awaken, to be a guide possibly, to be a parent, to be a teacher. I don't know. I mean, could be music, art, whatever. You have a role, you have a gift. It doesn't have to be some major thing because everything is important. Everything. So love yourself, trust yourself, follow your feelings, not your logic, not your mind. I didn't mean not your mind. I mean, it depends what mind you're following. I mean, your intuition is what you follow, which I guess comes from your mind. I don't know. You know what I'm saying. Know what your role is and your gift is to humanity. Um, so now I'll get back to that last Friday, just all of a sudden, I can't even explain how things start to connect. Thoughts that I had previously all of a sudden connect. So what did I pick up? Someone calls me on the phone because my gift is emotional healing. But if the person who needs the healing calls me while I'm talking to that person on the phone, now my psychic ability becomes enhanced and I can feel what they're feeling. If they're complaining about a person, like a family member doing something, and how upset they are, I can connect why their family members are saying what they are saying, where they're coming from, why they say what they say to you, and what it really means to you, if that makes sense. My point is, I'm a psychic emotional healer. Now, if you call me up on the phone with a problem, I can answer it through my guides because that's where psychic awareness comes from, your guides. Now, another gift that I had, or I found out that I have, or all of a sudden is new, is like, this is also hard to describe, but now let's say you walk into a store and there's a person there you don't get a good feeling about. And then all of a sudden, now let's just say it was a guy. You just can get a good feeling about this person. You don't know why, you just don't. Then, previous to that, you're watching some TV show, whatever, some Netflix movie or whatever, and there's let's just say there's a character on the show that's a mobster. And now you walk into the store and you talking to this person or whatever, and you don't get a feeling, or you don't even have to talk to them. You just don't get a good feeling about that person. But when you look at them, you see the mobster from the TV show instead of their actual face. Because now that's been happening to me. And what's that's telling me is that person is just like that mobster on the character on the TV show. Someone not to trust. I mean, gosh, I wish some of you could spend a day in my body and see how magical this world is, how you get guided and it keeps changing. There was another one. Let's see. Oh, I also just brought this up, is that it happened to me first. I mentioned it a couple of weeks ago about how I no longer have a relationship with any of my children, what had happened with my daughter, and how that situation was used to get me to see what I wasn't seeing about myself that was still buried within me that needed to go, needed to be released. I'm trying to be simple. So if you come across a family member and you get challenged, because all challenges are mirror reflections of your shadow self. So instantly you might get upset. But if you can break away from it, if you're on the phone, just get off the phone and truly look at the situation and see your role, what it is you need to change about yourself, or what is still buried inside of your body that still needs to be released. And let me tell you, it doesn't feel good when you get attacked and challenged by a family member, because family has a different connection with you than anybody else, and you all know what I'm speaking about. So just keep that in mind, because that's what everyone does, but it stings more when it comes from family. And it's becoming more intense because we're going into the fifth dimension, and we are Earth is going into a higher frequency, and you want to be in that higher frequency, and you've got to release everything that needs to be released. So the next couple of months is very tough that way. Just remember what I'm telling you, and it doesn't take long. Once you figure it out, you start to heal it. And then you just have to let it go. And then you've got to work a little bit on yourself, spending time and loving yourself. Writing down right now all the positives about yourself, not the negatives. Write a list of everything positive about you that you are aware of. And once you start writing that list, you'll get more information. Because remember, you are developing back to who you really are by releasing your past lives, past memories of this life, all your lives. Because you became, as you become the true you, your life will just soar like crazy. So it's truly time to totally understand oneness. Those who judge do not understand oneness. You see, all of that stuff has nothing to do with all of us being one. Remember, we are on this planet geared to be separate from everyone. And that is all going away because that's not oneness. We've lived our lives in separation and competition. Who's smarter than you? Who has better grades than you? Who's a better athlete? Who's a better actress? Who's the better singer? Who's the better actor? Who's the better parent? Who's the better friend? No, that's not reality. We didn't come from a place like that. We were thrust into this place. And unfortunately, if you've been here 100,000 times, you've lived that lie 100,000 times. Because we've been living the lie for 300,000 years. So do you understand? It's difficult. It's not natural for you. It's hidden natural to you, if that makes sense. This is why you have to practice. Practice. Be devoted to yourself. Practice loving yourself. Practice changing. Practice all of these modalities. Practice trusting yourself. I mean, on Facebook, there's all these groups which are nice, and there's people, yeah, who post, you know, information that we can use because that's their gift. They see things I don't see, you don't see, whatever. I see things you don't see. I mean, you see things I don't see. We're all pieces of a puzzle. But those groups are not for asking people, how do I do this? Because if I see someone writing that, I tell them, go within and find out. And if you don't believe me, one day get 6 people in a group and ask them the same question. You will get 6 answers. Then which one do you follow? Do you even know? No. That's why you just follow yourself. I know I keep telling you this because I know that most of you don't do this. And I don't know why you don't do this. I think it's because you're still in the realm of control. Because we've been controlled. And you don't want to go down that path anymore. Not anymore. Because the more you ignore your guidance, the harder it gets. And that's the truth. So anyway, I hope you all have a great day. Please like, share, and comment. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. And you are most welcome, as always, to email me, message me. Because a good teacher shows you how to help yourself. People who tell you what you have to do to ascend. People are starting schools on how to be a starseed or how to be a light worker. You don't need to pay someone for that. You already know who you are. It's buried within. And the more you want to know about yourself, I've told you, numerology, astrology, and intuition, guidance. That's where your answers will come from. So have a great week. Let me tell you, big surprises are in our future. Great things are coming, but not yet. There's still lots of trauma, lots of undoing, but it's like you're under a blanket, and once that blanket is off, you can breathe. You'll be free. You'll be so free. You'll be so happy. You'll be so full of joyful, and by that time, everybody will be about love. Have a great day. Thank you for joining. Hopefully to see you next week.